Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us again on our third installment of our Facebook Live demonstrations. We're trying to reach out and share with you what we do, uh, applications that we can do, and offer a little show and tell since it's harder to connect live in this current time that we're in. So we're going to go through a couple things on our flagship series on the RC lifters. We'll open it up to questions, and then we're going to do a couple live lifts of pipe as well as concrete and steel plate. So my name is Jeff Baldwin. I cover the central U.S. for Vacuworx. I'm a regional sales manager. We have representation throughout the U.S., and we'll post contact information that'll be specific to your region if you want to reach out. So you'll have all that contact. We also have a global reach. So we've got Vacuworx Australia. We cover Australia, Asia, Europe, and we have Vacuworx Latin America. We have representation down there. And all of this, we also have dealer networks and provide rental units through our facility here or through your dealer network. That can be found on the web page as well. So in your state, you can find out what dealers you have and how to reach out, and then also have the Vacuworx team help you out with more specific questions if you need it. A little bit about us. We started in 1999, and it was to provide a safer, more efficient way to handle pipe. Worker safety drives everything we do here. Globally, we meet or exceed engineering and safety standards, and that covers ASME, ANSI, Australian standard, European CE directive, and we're ISO 9001 certified in quality management systems. We're always pushing for progress. We have a passion for it, and we have a passion for finding innovative solutions for needs that go away from what our core product was in oil and gas. We want to be the most complete and responsive vacuum lifting company in the world. So everything that we do is at the highest standard to be able to provide that. As we've looked into innovation, as we've looked into customer solutions, we've expanded from our core product into various other markets. We're involved in water and sewer, heavy construction and bridge, airport work, natural gas, many throughout the construction market, and as well as manufacturing. We've got a whole new line for that. So we're very proud to have our core products, but also can we go beyond that and design something that'll fit your application? We have a pretty good history of information, pictures, videos to cover other markets as well. So these include, but are not limited to, fiberglass pipe. We've done up to 120 inches. Cement line polyurethane coated pipe, concrete pipe, concrete box culverts, bridge deck, patchwork, steel plate, road plate. On the steel plate, we've done up to 93,000 pounds. We're several applications involved in runway removal and precast panels, both in transporting around the yard and also moving into situations where we're replacing pulled concrete. And again, those photos we will have at the bottom, and you'll also have the opportunity, if you want more information specific to what you do, you'll be able to have your contact for either the sales personnel or anybody here at our facility. But we've continued to do that. We didn't change anything per se. We didn't change who we are or what we do. We just made subtle changes to fit and suit different markets. But we've always done that with the Vacuworx advantage. And again, I want to repeat, it's the commitment to safety. We are trying to keep people out of harm's way in the pipeline. We don't want anybody underneath the pipe, in or around it. And when we get down to our compact stuff, which we did in the first two series, we may not be talking about somebody coming home, but we're talking about fingers, toes, backs, and it's all to provide a better environment for the worker and make sure they are able to do their job safely. We are always looking to increase production and which ultimately benefits your bottom line. We have on the unit here, which is our RC series, and we'll go into that in just a little bit, but we have remote operation, safer than hooks and chains. We have faster loading and unloading times and cycle times. Justin, who's operating today, is I'm gonna try to get him to slow down a little bit, but he's gonna show the ability for the 360-degree rotation, which allows for precise movement and placement. We have a quick coupler right here. And again, this is part of when we listen to you. So for years in oil and gas, we had dedicated equipment and we can pin directly to the unit, but there came a need where there wasn't always the case where we could be dedicated. So we developed in concert with a quick coupler. We've got a quick detach adapter that we put it on, so it allows for quick change out of different pieces of equipment, whether it's a bucket or what you need there. And we have all this ready, in stock, available. And again, the various arms that you can purchase, rent, dealer network, however we can take care of you. Let me grab one thing, excuse me real quick. Okay, so a little bit about the vacuum lifter and how it works. We have constant vacuum in the reservoir, and we have activation remotely to lift and or release. And again, safety is a pretty big part of that. So one button operation to lift, and you have to have two buttons to release, and that's part of the standard that we have to achieve. And then we have a variety of pads, whether it's pipe, flat pad, and the one thing that is constant is this right here, our pad seal. This stands between a lifter and 700 pounds, and also the same seal between a lifter and 93,000 pounds. It is designed and engineered to be pliable yet tough. It's got to be rugged, UV resistant, and meet a variety of weather conditions and also subsurface and different material conditions. So this is very important, and it's a big part of what we do and what keeps everybody safe. So I'll set that down real quick, pardon me. Okay, so when we go back to why this is important, and again, we don't want anybody in and around heavy pipe or in a situation where somebody could get harmed, injured, and just in a bad place in general. Some of the things that our lifting devices allow for, again, less downtime between lifts, less noise, debris, vibration, and probably most importantly, as we saw the progression of the pipe, is it does not damage the material. So when you're getting into coated pipe, when you're getting into the polyurethane coated pipe for the water, this will not damage that. And as many of you guys know, in that world, a lot of the companies own the pipe and are responsible for the damage. So less nicks, less damage to that means less long-term work for you. So we're going to go in a little bit about the lifter itself here. We have our RC10 on display today, and we have a series of standard units that we have ready just about at all times. We have the RC10, the RC12, the RC16, the RC20, and RC25. And the nomenclature is representative of the metric ton lift capacity. So the RC10 here is good for 22,000 pounds, but I do want you to take note, we have kind of two things that we look at when we're trying to decide what lifter and pad that we need to get you in. So we have a lift rating of the unit itself of 22,000 pounds, but the pad here, for example, we have a 24-inch pad, 24-inch pipe. The pad rating is good for 18,000. So that's the number that we need to work towards. And the lifter itself can do more, but the pad capacity is 18,000. So just two different ways to make sure we're getting you lined up with the right product and the right system for you. This unit has an independent power source, We've got a Tier 4 diesel engine, and here we're pinning directly to the stick, and we're tying in the hydraulics to the curl system, and that allows for the control and manipulation to be able to have that precise movement that we're looking for. The couple things about again, what we're going to do today and what the setup is. So we have curved pipe, and they cover a couple different pipe sizes. One pad will do a couple different 2-inch range in pipe. So we get a little bit of versatility, but we want to make sure it's the safest lifting conditions we have. So that's why we kind of limit that. So we have that pipe, and then we have a flat pad. And we're going to go ahead and show you a lift on the pipe, and then how quick and easy it is to change out to get into. So if you went from pipe to concrete or pipe to steel plate, it's a very quick and painless process. This unit right here, as it sits, weighs about 2,000 pounds. So we've done a lot to minimize what's included there, so it's less taxing on your excavator, backhoe. We did recently a 25,000 pound airport project with a forklift. So a variety of different ways to do it, and we try to be as easy on the weight side as we can, so it doesn't take away your reach and what you can lift. So if any of you guys are out there and you have a variety of equipment, before you say, hey, I don't have a excavator, maybe there's something else that we can work with you on. We attach to just about everything, and again, we've developed all this to be more versatile for you, to make the equipment and process versatile and efficient for you. So if you have anything specific that you may not see, if you check out our webpage, reach out to the people that we listed and see if we can help you or get you in, if we can work with that type of host equipment. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get everything started up. We're going to do a pipe lift, release, and we'll do a second lift. And as in between times, in the background, Justin's going to change out the pad so you can see how quick and painless the process is. And we'll take some questions at that time. Anything that we can help you with, anything on your mind, we'd love to try to answer it for you. So I'm going to go start it up. Many of our lifters have remote start. This one is out of our rental fleet, and we're going to manually start it up. But from that point, he'll be able to activate and deactivate and release the vacuum from the cab. So as he's about to do the lift, just a couple of the features on the RC lifter. If you can see over there, there's a yellow light with a visual alarm. It's got an audio alarm if we should get out of that safe working space on the vacuum. And the whole yellow frame where you can see the RC10, that's backup reservoir. So if you should run out of gas with your excavator, something happens, you'll be allowed to set it down and or get anybody in and around the area out of the way. So again, safety is not only the foundation, but so is redundant safety. Again, this is a little bit beat up coated pipe, but 24-inch, and you can see the ability to move, rotate, and set down in that small space. I don't know how much you can tell there, but we've got a couple gauges on there for the operator to see, tied to the pad, and that lets you know when you're in that safe lift range. So there's 2 on the pad and then 1 up on the unit. So now Justin's gonna release, and he'll run 1 more. He'll run This is where I'm trying to get him to slow down a little bit. He gets a little excited with that rotation. But the reservoir is built up, so once he sets it on and hits lift, it's literally a matter of seconds. We have the guide wheels on there to help get you under the pipe a little more securely and quickly. So maybe 4, 5, 6 seconds. So if we take a look, and a lot of you guys out there that have done it the other way before, there is the difficulty in being up on the deck. And again, anywhere in or around the pipe, whether you're putting straps on, chains, damage the pipe. Here, you may have a spotter out there, but really doesn't have to get out of the cab to be able to load, unload. Maybe it's stringing pipe, maybe it's putting pipe into the trench, pulling concrete slabs, and being able to put precast back in. The theme, again, in any of our videos, literature, very rarely, if ever, will you even see somebody else in the video, because there's no need for them to be down there. There's no need for tagline to guide it in. We eliminate that and make sure everybody's safe. So that was kind of phase one. Over here behind me, we have 3,400 pound steel plate, and then we have a 1,200 pound slab of concrete. And for this, we have an 18 by 36 pad, and it can lift up just about 5,000 pounds. So we're well within that range. And what Justin is doing on the change out, first he's disconnecting the hose, which connects the unit to the pad, and that's what enables us to pull the vacuum. And then it's a 2-pin system. So these pads will have 2 points to attach, as does the flat pad. Again, this is just one example. So 18 by 36 puts you in or around 5,000 pounds. We've done recently down in South Texas, concrete slab, 66,000 pounds. And we had a custom pad made for that. And one of the beauties of this company is the ability to design, manufacture, engineer, fabricate, weld, all in-house. So if it's a custom project, again, let us know the details, and if we can pull a vacuum on it, we can lift it. So it's a real nice luxury to have, to say, we'd love for your application to fit our box, but if it doesn't, we can build something specifically for you. So I don't know what that was, maybe 2 minutes, minute and a half, and we're almost done with it. And he'll start off with the concrete. A lot of areas we had this. We were fortunate to do some work at the White House and the Lincoln Memorial. Some applications that are very difficult to replace. So we had to have some ultimate trust in our product and the process to remove those. And again, we have some of that on our website if you're able to check that out. But we did large portions of the stair. They had to do some rehabilitation. That was a unique application, but we also did a lot into parking lots, redoing parking lots in large areas where they have to redo the concrete work. It's a good opportunity to get into this, never get out of the cab, cut all the way through, wet cut it, and then pull it. Sidewalk work, and again, we wouldn't use this type of equipment for sidewalk work, But theoretically, we had a mini X. We have the unit in the street, reach across the lawn, pull the sidewalk, don't disturb the subsurface, don't disturb the grass, and again, one person involved in that process. So just some things, some applications that I would think you typically don't associate with vacuum lifting, and it's a big staple of what we do. We just need to know that there's ways we can help you that traditionally you haven't done it that way. So again, in this case, if we can kind of complete the process for you, if this was some work, they lift it, and again, not out of the cab, pull a truck up, lift it, put it in the back, haul off the pressure, removal, whatever it is, and again, without getting out of the cab. So, so the 1,200 pounds here, 1,300 is a pretty easy task for this unit, and we're going to step it up just a little bit when we get into the steel plate. Again, coming in right at 3,400 pounds. So we're still well within that range and safe working capacity, lift capacity. Kind of in the back there as he's loading, you can kind of see the gas tank there. So designed to get you a day, you can run a pretty much full day on your lifter. So you fuel between days, very efficient diesel engine and process. So even being just a little bit off center, so you see the angle, we're not losing any vacuum. The ability, it's able to hold it securely, rotate again if we need. So think of maybe, a lot of these highway jobs or road jobs where they have to cover up for daily traffic, right-of-way fees. I'm not sure that's the term, but I know you have to pay for lane closures. If you're able to reduce that time or reduce the number of lanes you close up, get that road plate on. We're not having to have any pry bars getting it into shape. No tag lines run to guide it in there, and certainly no pinch points. We'd be able to set it right in there, however we need, or however you would need, and really be efficient in the process. So will you do will you do one more? Will you do one more? So it's just real exciting to be able to take our core product and expand it to other markets to help and again be innovative, be safety focused. Uh, if just from the simple perspective, if we took a traditional method here and did have people running tag lines, we have one in the cab, one or two out on the thing. This would allow for personnel to be doing something else. We still want them on the job for sure, but they could be reallocated. Their resources could be expanded. So So a little live look, what we do here, some of the markets we're in, how we would like to partner with you and look for joint solutions with you, and how we could guide you there. Did we have any questions? Anything coming through? So we'll stand by just for a minute or two. And if you do have a question or application you want to learn about, feel free to bring it up here. And if you'd rather not do it in a public forum, again, we have many of the contacts listed. We're also going to, if you want to follow up after we're done, there's some limitations of doing the live feed of what we can put in there. But we are going to post a lot of those applications that we talked about. So if you wanted to see the fiberglass pipe or the concrete pipe or the water mains, box culverts, airport work, we're going to provide some of that for you in the comment section below. It's on about a minute delay, it looks like, on what we're coming. So we've got some stuff coming in. You guys can. Hey, John, I see your comment on there on the highway and road applications. We've got some case studies out there, some reference points, and again, pictures, videos, if you're interested in seeing more and how it may be able to help in your application. Comment, so versatile. Cheryl, I'm so glad you said that. That's kind of one of the things that we were trying to get through and talk about today was the versatility, not only in host equipment, applications, how we attach, the variety of pads and plates and different things that we can do with it. So I appreciate that comment. Question: can you use this to remove concrete from a bridge deck? The answer is yes. We've got several projects going on right now, as well as a history. One of the things that we didn't talk about today, but we certainly have access to as a reference point, is what you saw today was the pipe pad and then the flat pad, but we also have a specialty pad called the Octapad, and it's a series of 8 pads. It can lift about collectively about 12,000 pounds, but you have the ability to, there's a manifold at each pad. So if you're dealing with cracks or an area you can't create vacuum, you can shut that pad off and still lift with the other 7 or other 6. And again, we play with the weights a little bit, but that gives a lot of versatility in bridge work. And one of the things when you're replacing bridge, you're not replacing the bridge deck because it's in great shape. So we wanted to design a way and a system to work around the imperfections in a bridge. And we've had some good success going down that route. And again, if you're over water and you have to limit, I mean, doing a bridge job, going through all the state departments for all the regulations of what you can clear out in or around. I mean, we've had projects be held up for 8, 9 months because of a swift or a bat on site. So there's so much to think about. And if we're able to mitigate some of the debris that may go in or around the water and be part of a cleaner process, we'd love for you to take a look at the Octapad and maybe how it could work for you. How many degrees of rotation do you have on the horizontal axis when you are suctioned on a metal slate like that? So we have 360 degrees on the rotator, and I believe that's what you're asking, but we have full rotation and the ability to move precisely and efficiently. Question: can you bring it to a 45-degree angle? The actual pad, we kind of got an example of that when one of his lifts was a little bit off center and it had a pretty good tilt to it. And because of a lot of the safety protocol that we have in there in the process, we are able to do that. The hydraulic from the excavator is just for rotation. Yes, we're tied into the curl circuit here. You can also tie in to the, I'm missing the word. It's a basic word, just struggling with it. But you can tie in, but we try to tie into the curl circuit so it doesn't pull any of the power away. I'll come up with a word. I apologize about that. Question. The unit is controlled from the cabin with remote control. Yes. The answer we have on there is rotation is controlled by the curl circuit and excavator. Pickup and release is controlled by the wireless remote. Yeah, and I think I touched on that a little bit, but the remote he has, it's a one button to lift, and gauges go up and get into our green zone, our safe lifting zone. And then it is a two-handed process, two buttons simultaneously for a couple seconds to get it to release. It really prevents any accidental releases, and it's something we have to do. But to make sure we can lift safely and release safely. What are the flow and pressure requirements from the host machine? So the answer on there is 2,500 to 3,000 psi and at least 10 to 15 GPMs. And again, if you have any questions about how to set your unit, what ours can handle, because I know they're constantly pushing the envelope there with the host machines, let us know and get with our engineering group, and we can make sure we have that dialogue with you and make sure we're operating again efficiently. Was I able to get all the questions? I couldn't see so far. So some great questions out there. I hope everybody's safe out there with all the weather. In Tulsa, we're just doing hot. Kind of, we get summer and not really summer here. And the weather patterns have been crazy. We hope if anybody's joining us from Texas or anywhere in the Gulf that you guys are doing okay down there. Looks like we dodged some of the major stuff, but it's always a concern this time of year. Okay, so a question is coming in. Is it only diesel engine powered? Well, what we showcased today was, and again, we touched on a little bit from the previous series, and then at the onset of today, that we have the ability, we've got battery powered units on the small stuff, hydraulically driven, tie into a skid steer, mini excavator, things like that. And then when we get up into the bigger units, we do have gasoline powered on it, visually very similar to the RC series, but it's lighter and less lift capacity. But we have gasoline powered, and then on the RCs we offer the diesel as well as hydraulic unit. So a lot of the hydraulic units, a little less tracking, more stationary applications. And then we've done several projects, not only with other units, but this RC in particular, where it's electric powered. So again, trying to be versatile, a host of applications, a host of environments, with the same commitment to the process and the same commitment to worker safety. We've got a couple more questions kind of rolling in. Okay, this looks like a kind of open-ended question, so I'm not sure who it's coming from, but I'll try to address it as specific as I can, but there's a lot of factors that may go into it. So the question here, is there a minimum size excavator needed to operate this equipment? And there's not really a minimum size, as I kind of touched on there. We have battery powered that work off of a dolly, a handheld cart. and all the way on up to some crane systems where we've exceeded the 90,000 pound range. So it's tough to say there's a minimum. Usually we leave that portion up to the experts and the dealer network that's really very an expert on their process, but we take away the weight of our unit, what capacities they are at maximum reach and what they're trying to do, and we'll try to help if we can, but we try to leave that sizing of the excavator and the project up to the experts in that field. Thanks for hanging in there. We've got a few more rolling in, so I'll do my best to address these. Oh, that's actually not a question. They're typing up a pretty neat thing. So, in a lot of the times we're in, it's we're still here working hard, and recently we got some really nice recognition. We were named Manufacturer of the Year for State of Oklahoma, and part of that is our continuing effort to progress, to be innovative, to be self-reliant on our processes. So it's really nice to know that that work is being recognized by people that we in industries that we work with. Do we want to stay on for another minute? Okay. Yeah. Okay. 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 We've got another one. Coming in. Is there a special certification for the operator? And as you can see, I think they're going to type up the answer too. But we're launching online training that covers everything from installation, operation, and details will be on our website. But it's a lot of ways to be able to help you from afar, whether it's on the startup side, troubleshooting perhaps. And again, we have all kinds of resources here. So we have 3 technicians that are 24/7, 365, be able to get in the truck and support you. But the one thing that we're trying to do with a lot of the online capabilities is, can we diagnose it remotely? Can we help you remotely? And again, if we can't get it solved that way, we're in a truck and getting you up and running. It's the only way we can survive in this, in the pipeline world. Downtime's just not accepted, and the company's been built around that. So we're proud of the service side of how we do it and how we can support you. Also, we have a full complement of parts. We're in the 99.5% fulfillment rate, which is we're very proud of. And it ties back into that. You can't afford to be down. And we're going to do what we can to support you in that. So I think we've covered most, and I don't know if there's any other questions coming in. But one of the things I wanted to kind of leave you with here, and again, thank you for taking time out of your Friday to join us, learn a little bit more about us and what we do, and hopefully we'll have an opportunity to learn about what you do and how we may help. Real quick, talk about the Quick Connect, the quick adapter. So the quick adapter is, again, we build that here. We take the specs off of your quick coupler, and we've got a pretty good history built up of what coupler takes what to make sure we have the pin and reach and spacing right. But that allows you to not have to dedicate a machine. Use a quick coupler, the quick adapt plate. We can tie in. Yeah, you can get that. You can take that off and then take your coupler and tie into whatever other tool you have on your excavator. And one of the things that, again, what I was trying to say that we want to leave you with, we hope you will join us for session 4, as we're doing a 2-part on the RC series. So we've got our next generation out, and over the years, we've really listened to you guys about things that you like and things that you'd like to see done better. We've got 5 or 6 changes, upgrades that are designed to help you work quicker, more efficiently, the ability to track it, less maintenance, and we're real excited to share that with you. We hope you join us for session 4 RC series with all the new design features. So thank you again for your time. From all of us at Vacuworx, the service team, sales team, everybody, it's a team effort, and we thank you for joining us. So have a great weekend.